Hello guys, it's Mr. Wednesday here. Um, this should be the first video on my YouTube channel. I'm very thankful for everyone who already subscribed and whoever subscribes after this, I am thankful for you too. And if you wanna like the video, that would be amazing. We'll get straight into it. I'm on my buddy's account, whose name is Jay. He's another clanmate. We're actually not doing a takeover per se today. We'll be actually building kind of a different clan boss team than what you usually would see. As far as I know, nobody actually has built this team so far. As I say, it's just a tad bit different than the other variations. So I definitely am not taking credit for like the idea behind the comp, just the one champion that will be different than in the other ones. So I'm gonna just go straight into the building of champions, and then I'll come back when they're all built to show you the run. I'm very excited about this. I really hope it goes well. Thank you for watching again. Okay, guys. So after some tweaking and gearing, we're back. So we're still on Jay's account, and I'm gonna real quickly show you that actually he did not do a single run on Ultra Nightmare today. So this is the first key. I did not test the team before this, so we're actually gonna find out together, mainly if it works, and then secondly, will it wonky? I'm actually really stoked about it. I did make the preset just so I do not bore you with it. I did want to be very thorough, so there's no ifs and maybes and any problems. So you can see the stats here. I'm gonna show you the in-depth stats at the end of the video. So we do not really want to we really do not want Kalvalax to prioritize anything over something else. I'm fine with with him using the skills as he likes to. Any skills he has are very beneficial to the Clampus run, so it's all fine. Then we do want to make sure everybody else prioritizes the skills correctly. I also wanna, well, I'm gonna give it like a big tip, I guess. Deadwood Jedi has the best possible thing you want when you're building a clan boss team that hasn't been tested yet. Again, I want to make sure to say again that at least to my knowledge, I tried searching for a Kalvalax the meta team, and I haven't found any. So so I just want to believe that nobody built this till now. I'm not really sure. I'm sure somebody probably did, but I just didn't find it on like first 2 or 3 pages of YouTube. So we do want the meta to prioritize A2 over A3, and then Jintoro not to use his A2 due to his A3 obviously doing more damage, and A1 as well. A2 does nothing for us here, and it won't decrease the cooldown on his rage because we actually do not need it, because it just does not hit that hard. We're fine with him just using on his rage all the time he gets it, and I do not want to have a situation. Well, actually, now that I'm thinking about it, if the target is immune to turn meter reduction effects, it does decrease the cooldown. I'm actually gonna roll with it, and I'm gonna see what the damage is with him using this skill. Because now I'm rethinking. The original build I saw for Jintoro was on Deadwood's video, but he did use a set which actually does not actually reduces the cooldown of the skill. So let's see what the damage is. And then we have Eris. You do want to make sure she prioritizes her, well, basically only skills. So you would think, right, that she's gonna use it anytime it's available, but she won't actually, because she likes to, when she has a speed buff already, she just likes to skip it and use A1 instead, and we do not want to see that. And then basically Seeker opens with his A1, and then it's full auto. So, well, I mean, it's full auto from the start, obviously. So it is weak affinity for both Seeker and Jintoro. So I'm very interested to see, can we one key on the weakest possible affinity? Let's go. And here I present to you the myth of Kalvalax, as I like to call this comp. I'm gonna speed this up a lot in the actual video I post because I'm not gonna make you sit here for 20 minutes straight. Even though it's lovely for my YouTube career, I definitely do not want to make you sit here for like 25 minutes possibly. So we will for sure speed it up a lot. I'm gonna most likely just mute my microphone over here, or perhaps explain a bit further, and then we'll just play some music over this. So, the point of the comp is Kalvalax is here for poisons, obviously. I really hope he can actually do enough damage with his poisons to assure Wonky here. We'll see how it goes. As I did say, they all have a lot of accuracy, both Kalvalax and Jintoro, because I do want them both to actually be able to place the debuffs we need them to place. And then the biggest problem and biggest issue here is actually Kalvalax has a 55% chance to increase the poison's duration on the target. So we'll actually see how many times it procs, especially given that it is strong affinity for him. So I'm actually expecting him to do a big chunk of work here. We actually, I believe, see the first debuff extension there, and then I just believe this comp can wonky for sure on basically any other affinity. I'm just not sure if it's gonna wonky on the weakest one for Jintoro, but we'll see. I definitely tried gearing all of them the best, the basically the best of not just my abilities, but the best that the available gear made possible. So we actually have Seeker, Jintoro, and Kalvalax in attack percent boots as well. And then obviously everybody has 100% crit rate. So I'm gonna show you the builds anyway at the end. I just do want to explain what kind of stats we have here. So there's a bit of buff extension. There's not that much poisons. I really wish we had a toxic set here that we could utilize, but sadly we do not. So I guess we'll see what happens. I mean, don't get me wrong, like one king, that's what I already tell people. Even when I'm doing takeovers, right? And it's not me like saving myself when I cannot build you a wonky team. I just really do believe that wonky is not a necessity. It is a privilege for sure, and it's a thing that's nice to have, but it's not really something you definitely need. 2-kill Ultra Nightmare is basically if you wanna stop there as end game as you need to come. Given that when you 2-key, just with your normal keys you have during the day, because you get 4 between 2 Clampus resets, you'll get basically 1 kill on Brutal, 1 kill on Nightmare, and then 2 kills on Ultra Nightmare. So 2 King is fine, and actually Jay would be really happy with 2 King at least. I believe he was actually already 2 King, but he really wanted to first of all give me the opportunity to build this camp for this video, and then also he wanted to see himself if it would work with Kalvalax. I truly do wish Kalvalax had a bigger opportunity, I wanna say, or like a better chance of increasing the debuff duration, so we can stack those poisons a bit more. This is actually the first time since turn 1 we have 3 poisons. I was honestly expecting a bit more from the debuff extension, but it's fine. As I said, the toxic gear here was not good enough for me to put basically anybody in it. I will make sure to actually recheck after the video, after the run ends, and make sure that it's definitely the case. Basically, like a recheck of a recheck. I'm just gonna speed it up from here onwards, so I do not make you, as I said, sit through this for like 10 more, 15 more minutes. So I'll see you at the end. Thank you for watching so far, and I hope you enjoy it. Just wanted to real quickly make a small addition. I actually hate the fact Kalvalax just decided, oh, I'm gonna stack all the poisons right now. If this happened from turn 1, we're looking at a very, very possible wonky team. Even on weak affinity, because now he's actually doing what I really hoped he would do. So perhaps with a bit better RNG, we would be right there. Because now we're actually at the point where I'm afraid what happens when Jinturo's decreased defense falls off. There's already not enough places for weaken. So just RNG, just a bit of RNG, and we could be looking at even a wonky team on a Force Affinity clan boss, which I really love. I love the fact, because there was a 10x on Kalvalax like I believe 2 weeks ago. So if you got him and you're not using him elsewhere, which you really should be, because he's just that good, at least if you ask me. I really love the kit he has, especially for things like Dome Tower, basically most of the dungeons, if you're using the Poison Explosion strategy to clear the waves faster. I know a clanmate of mine actually would would really love 2 of them. I mean, we all would, right? Why not? But he would really love to get his hands on the Kalvalax because he is a big fan of the Poison Explosion strategy. So yeah, I'm actually kind of bummed out about the fact that the Kalvalax did not decide to extend his poison sooner. I wish there was a bit higher chance for him to extend them, but it's fine. Perhaps with some better RNG we could even wonky on Force Affinity. I'm gonna just speed up the rest of the battle and I'll see you at the end. And there we go, guys. 58.5 million damage. Now, Kalvalax did do 25 million. We have 3 million from the meta. She is not really gonna be a damage dealer here, so when it comes to her damage, we're mostly just counting on the War Master procs. And then we do have Jintoro, who obviously very fairly underperforms on weak affinity. I built different clan boss comps, and he can definitely deal a lot more damage than this. And if you have used him previously, you yourself know how much damage he can deal. And then obviously a bit of underperformance from Seeker, who did come in with 7.5 million damage. So yeah, I'm gonna be fairly certain this one key is on actually any other affinity, just not on this one. I'm gonna just really quickly going to show you the builds. While the run was taking place, I actually decided not to try and push Seeker into a toxic set because I'm not really sure that would improve the damage on other affinities. It would most likely make the damage smaller, given that there would be more debuffs coming from him, and then perhaps Kalvalax cannot place his poisons, which are much better, or which is even worse, Jintoro couldn't place his decreased defense and weaken. So I'm actually gonna go over that with my buddy Jay here. Perhaps if we do decide to go for the poison set on toxic set on Seeker, I'll make a follow-up video to this one. But for now, I'm gonna show you the builds. The speeds do vary a bit from the speeds Deadwood has on his website, given that we do not use Fushan here. So you do need to keep in mind that you need to cover the basically 5% speed aura, which is smaller here, due to Kalvalax having 19%. But it's fine. Based on my calculations, adding 5 speed to everybody and then 4 speed to Jintoro does the trick. So let's take a look at the stats here. So we do have a 4.2k attack. I really wish we could have gotten this higher, but then again, this we were missing a lot of 6-star attack percent chest plates. I'm not saying that's the reason the attack isn't as high as I would like it to be, but it is part of the reason. We do have excess crit rate, and however much I tried actually getting to just 100% crit rate and increasing a bit of attack and crit damage, it just wasn't happening, sadly. We were either losing too much speed and not and wouldn't be able to cover it with a different piece, or we actually lost a lot more crit rate and we will be under 100%. So if you can choose between being 95 or 111% crit rate, I would always go for the latter. It's always better to 100% actually crit on the target than have the 5% more RNG thrown in. And then I would actually have loved if we could have just glyphed up a bit of accuracy somewhere and have gotten away with the accuracy banner here. But sadly, we cannot cover the speed with this banner we have here. Again, the change of other gear would have been too much, and most likely we would have to lose the attack percent chest plate, so it would kind of even out. So there was not really any point in doing that. But at a later point, our buddy Jay here could find a better attack banner and then just glyph a bit of accuracy everywhere, and he would have enough accuracy actually. Still, it would be around 240, so that should add about 400 500 more attack depending on other substats on the banner. Then we have Jintoro, who sadly we could not get into any set I was actually trying to get him in. Let me just find him real quick. So it's actually just a mess of sets here. It's basically just the most broken set pieces you could ever think of. I was looking for another cruel piece. I was looking for another divine offense piece. I was looking for another crit damage piece, and sadly we just couldn't find them. Again, 5-star attack percent here. Also, no other attack substats. We could have glyphed up more. I'm pretty sure we could have changed his build a bit. The problem is actually the speed lifts that we had were basically these two 6-stars, and I was not gonna use that for this takeover. I would much rather leave that to him to use perhaps on his arbiter or Lady Kimi here, or I'm not actually sure who's his speed lead in arena. And then we actually just had, I believe, 3 4-star glyphs, and then just a couple of 2-star and 1-stars. So that was the main problem with reaching the exact speeds we needed. I actually had to reinvent the comp at least 2 times during the takeover, given that we first couldn't reach the speeds we needed, or the speeds were a bit higher than what I originally planned. So I do advise, whenever you're building a team comp that's not yet on a website of Deadwood Jedi, or perhaps hasn't been covered on a YouTube video, that you just always check if 1 speed, 2 speeds, a different set bonus can mess up your team, so it doesn't happen, and then you have to go back, rework the champion even further, waste more silver, etc. So that's our friendly Gintoro here. He has 4.5k attack. Again, I wish it was higher. His crit damage is fine. I again wish it was a bit higher. But we do have exactly 100% crit rate on the dot. So this was the most I'm gonna say twinkered build in this comp. I just kept replacing and replacing gear pieces until I found basically the most perfect possible ones. Then we have our friendly Demeter here, who is running at 297 speed, again access crit rate, but sadly that's the best we could have gotten, since we did have to reach 297 speed. I did want her to be able to at least crit a bit. Her attack is low in general, like her base attack is low in general, so giving her more attack stuff is not gonna give you that much damage. But we actually did have to go with accuracy here on the chest plate, hence why it's just plus 12. Then again, we had to go with resistance here, which is again a reason why this is just plus 12. I did not want to waste his silver because plus 16ing would not really bring us any further improvements. Then we have our Seeker here. Seeker does have 3.5k attack. I'm kind of pleased about this attack at least. I wish it was like another 500 attack and then just a little bit more crit damage. But again, we do not have an attack banner here, so we had to go with accuracy, which is not ideal. So basically, getting an attack banner with basically these rolls, like if you just got attack banner that's 6-star with same speed substat, double roll, and then just 1 roll on attack percent, we are looking at least 4 to 500 more attack, which would be superb, and that would increase our damage a bit. And then last but not least, our dear Harris here, Ares. I actually had a stream yesterday and somebody tried to teach me how to pronounce her name. I'm still not sure if I got it correctly. I believe it's Ares, like you do not pronounce the H here, like Ares. So, we do have a triple basically speed or divine speed sets here. Again, a bit of excess crit rate, but it's what we had to go with, given that her speed is semi-high, but still very reachable, very reachable. The debuff accuracy should definitely not be that high. We did have to go with accuracy here again because of the insane speed rolls we have. I would have loved if we could just like cross this accuracy and then just change it for attack. That would be beautiful, and that would actually again increase our damage a bit. So the beauty of this comp is I'm actually 100% sure it could wonky on all affinities, given that your gear is just a bit better than the one we got here. I'm not saying this is bad gear, but by any margin, of course. The gear is beautiful, and a lot of speeds that needed to be reached are not easy to get. especially given the fact that we did not break any of his arena champions. So these were like leftover pieces with speed on them, and again, damage subsets. So the gear is awesome. Like it's almost perfect. We're just missing a little bit here and there. Like if again all these chest plates were 6-star, if we could have gotten away with perhaps another 6-star crit rate at least here on the glove, and then just lost a bit of crit rate everywhere, got crit damage instead. But yeah, all in all, I'm very happy with the outcome, and I'm actually gonna call it quits here. This is there's nothing really more I want to add to this. So this will be the end of the video. I'm really stoked actually if you watched it all through. I really do appreciate each and every one of you. This is basically just the beginning of my YouTube adventure, and I really do appreciate each and every one of you who like, subscribe, comment, stop by when we stream. So thank you all, and I really hope you have a great day or a great night. And if you have any perhaps tips or you wanna share your opinions, please do so in the comments below. Mr. Wednesday signing out.